Man, say it like you mean it. Yeah.
TP, put in a bunghole.
I'm back, baby. Let's go.
Where do I get? Over there.
Whoa. Hey. Don't...
Let me, excuse me,
there you are. Hey. Don't worry. But then I gotta get my hips moving.
No, you don't. That's not what's moving right now.
Say that.
I got to reverse.
That's what you're being, man.
You know what? You are right.
I'm ready.
Yeah, which way is that?
I know it's scary.
edit me.
Not.
It's like crop dust you in aisle 4. Couldn't care that much. You're just like, and you
Whoa.
hey, that's why I won't do yoga. I can't imagine. It's wonderful and scary at the same time. You notice who's not here? Tron.
He left us to clean it all up.
Stars don't have to do anything, apparently. Everybody poops. Birds poop. Dogs poop.
Chad. Oh my God, cut the clip.
Welcome to Midwest Mayhem. He is Chad.
What's up?
I am Tron. What a crazy morning already this morning has been. I got to tell you, man, I know you've been on vacation. We missed you, man. I mean, you were gone. Listen, it took me basically 3.5 people to actually fill those shoes of yours while you were gone.
I was heartbroken when I left because I watched this video and I had people send me a text that the ball was better than me. Kind of hurt, man.
I don't know, man. It might have been a toss-up, but it was really cool to have Allison and Olivia and Ryan on the show. They did a really good job. We always talk about the region and what they do and the part that they play for us and for, I'm sure, a lot of other dealerships. So it was super awesome to kind of have them here. But again, I'm glad that you're. I'm glad
to be back too. But I do appreciate them stepping in. It's really cool to see someone that just happens to be here on the day we run a podcast and they jump in and just take over and start to help out.
Well,
I really
take over is exactly what happened.
I think they took over. I heard 3 out of the 4 say, I'm Chad.
100% they took over, but that's okay. That's kind of what we go for here on Midwest. But here's the cool thing: there was a lot that came out of that. We talked about we introduced the all-new 2023 Toyota Sequoia, which is just
incredible.
An unbelievable, awesome vehicle. There's great pictures, there's great content, there's a lot of things going on. Go ahead, jump onto our Instagram and our Twitter at Wilson of Ames, just to kind of see the background and what we did there. Also, you can go to Facebook and TikTok at Wilson Toyota of Ames. Our proud sponsor of this entire podcast, Denny and Danny, allow us to come in here, take up their space.
Hey, the quarterback of it all. I
tell you, man, Wilson Toyota, 2212 South Duff Avenue, just a short drive from anywhere in the local metro. Make sure you come on in. And, here's a great thing. We do have Toyotas, and right now we currently have a few new.
Isn't it crazy?
Very rare.
Isn't it crazy?
To have that. But the cool thing is that you have such a great selection of pre-owned vehicles. If you're a Chevy person or a GMC person or, Ford person, we have a little bit of everything, and they've been inspected by our certified technicians in the service department. So
love it. Love it.
It's been good. So I'm sure that everyone in this video is kind of they're kind of eyeing, trying to figure out why we are wearing what we're wearing.
I don't have a tie on today. It's kind of crazy.
You don't.
I feel a little underdressed to be at work.
Well, you're definitely that. But the bottom line is it is Super Bowl weekend, bud.
It's game time, baby.
Super
Let's
Bowl
go.
week. I mean, we're going to be close within that
week.
thing. So here's a cool thing. And I noticed you don't have on the winning team's jersey. I'm going to make sure I wore.
I know. You were representing
the winning team.
I mean, if we really want to go
don't do it. Please don't go
I gotta let everybody know.
No. What is that? Just a blue shirt?
Oh, hey, man, that's my blue shirt.
It's just a blue shirt.
There it is. Representing.
Oh, the chicken house. I got you. Is that what that C stands for?
That means champions the best.
Oh, yeah. Back in 1984 when they had Refrigerator Perry.
The Super Bowl Shuffle.
That was a long time ago. But this year in the Super Bowl, you have the man himself, Mr. Patty Mahomes. Dude, I watched that game the other day. What a great game. You got a guy out there. He's got one ankle. Yeah. He's running around. He's tossing touchdown passes. And he's going to go up and play Philadelphia against Jalen Hurts, who is really, really a neat guy if you've ever followed his story.
Blossom this year.
It's going to be a fun Super Bowl to watch.
It's going to be exciting.
Hey, just know for simple fact, the Chiefs will be the winners.
Ooh.
How about those Chiefs?
Ooh.
Right? So I'm calling my shot right now. But you know, it brings me to something when it comes to the car business and people. When I think about guys like Patrick Mahomes, when I think about guys like Tom Brady, guys like LeBron James, you know, you think about the greats, the Kobe Bryants, you know, and it makes me think to myself, man.
The best of the best.
Well, you know, the best of the best. But here's the deal. Everybody in the NFL, everybody in the NBA and Major League Baseball, if you put them up against just a random guy at some park, it wouldn't even be close.
It wouldn't be very fun.
So I think it's fair to say everybody is good. And if you make it to that level, I got a kid right now that's trying to get into college. It's extremely difficult, and you have to be the best of the best of the best to do that. But you think about all those guys, right? They're in there. Everyone's good. What makes those guys, the Patrick Mahomes, the Kobe Bryants, the Tom Bradys, what makes those guys stand up in such a, you know, high, you know, athletic? Just, what's different?
Yeah. To me, it all boils down to two simple things. The willingness to work harder, longer, and the fact is, I think they actually, behind the scenes, work harder. What I mean is studying, learning, pushing themselves. But I've seen things on Kobe. I've seen things on Jordan, you know, Peyton Manning, how they go about their day is just different.
Well,
they push themselves more than other people do.
It is different, and it comes back to this industry and to, you know, the salespeople and the sales managers. You know, if you want to be great in this industry or any industry, you know, you have to take the talent that's given to you, your God-gifted talent, and then you have to work. And you have to work like the guy that's on the bench that's never going to get to play. And that's how you become to be great. That's how you stand out in such a saturated industry of good salespeople. You have to outwork. You have to do what everyone else doesn't do in this industry. And that's the way I work.
You're
when
definitely
I think about,
that way.
you know, the way that I do business, you know, I can be, there's no such thing as good enough for me. Right. It's always got to be pushing to be great and things like that.
But don't you think it's a mentality too? Don't you think you have to have the mentality to want to be great? And some people, I mean, I'm going to probably make somebody mad here. I think some people just don't have it.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, you do have to have a certain mentality. You know, it's funny. We were talking about that, and I always say in this business, you'll be one of two animals. You'll either be a lion or you will be a gazelle, but you will be one of them.
Right.
And when I say that to people in trading classes, they say, well, you know, if I say, hey, what are you in a group of 100 people, I'll tell you, you know, 99 of those people are going to raise their hand and say that they're a lion without ever understanding the difference between those two animals.
Well, let's
hear
it.
I'll share it with you. So here's the difference, right? A gazelle is the type of animal to where he'll just lay all day long. I mean, he won't run, he won't go anywhere, he won't do anything.
Just hanging out.
Well, until he's chased or until he's made.
Makes sense.
Right? I mean, he just lays there, right? So I have to come in and encourage my salespeople to go work. I have to encourage sales managers to go do something. These are gazelles, and there's nothing wrong with being a gazelle.
Right.
The problem is just don't be the slowest gazelle.
Right.
You know, that's the problem. If you're a gazelle, just be one of the best ones.
Right.
Right. Because I think you're going to need both in the industry. And then you have a lion, which is the polar opposite of that deal. The lion wakes up every day and he hunts. That's just what he does. Nobody has to encourage him. Nobody has to push him, poke him, drive him, anything like that. He's self-driven. He gets up every day and understands if I don't go hunt, the pride doesn't eat. So it's really up to me. And he gets up and he just goes and kills things. And that's the difference in this business. If you want to be really, really successful, if you want to stand out like the guys we were talking about standing out, you got to get up every day and you got to show up in your industry and you got to get it done. Nobody needs to tell you to make a phone call or call that customer back. Nobody needs to tell you, you know, that you
go
need
get
to
somebody
your
walking
product.
up.
Oh, 100%. You know, go taking up, things like that. You got to have the mentality where you're just like, dude, I'm coming in and I'm going to go kill something because my pride at home, you know, whether that be your family, you know, kids or whatever the case may be, just your well-being, you're counting on yourself.
Right.
I mean, you get to decide in this business how successful you want to be.
Oh, I like it. I like everything about it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You really
and
do.
You always say to me when I say, man, I want to get this and I want to get that. And you know what you always say to me? Every time when I say I want something more in life. What do you say?
Sell more cars.
Sell more cars.
You know, Denny Wilson told me something a long time ago, and I was like, you know, hey Denny, I need a raise, dude. I mean, I need a raise. I got, you know, this is when my kids were young, and you know, I'm working every day. You know, I work. I still have no money. You know, that dude on Instagram. You know, he told me, he says, hey, I'll always give you a raise. Sell more cars. You know, when I realized in this business as a salesperson, there's no floor. If you don't make any money, we won't pay you any money. You're a commissioned salesperson, so you got to have that self-driven mentality.
You better be.
Or you just won't eat. But the other side of that, when I figured out, man, wait, there's no ceiling. I can make as much as I want. No one's going to pull the reins on me.
Right.
That's where I really, for me, just kind of excelled and said, hey, dude, that means I can work on my days off if I want to. I can, spend more time learning and encouraging. Just understand this, in anything you do in the industry, in this industry or any other industry, in life in general, you're either growing or you're dying. I mean, period.
Right.
I mean, you're doing one or two
It's
things
such
at
a
all
fact.
times.
It's such a fact.
For me, I'm always growing. I want to learn every day, and I encourage the salespeople and the sales managers. Sometimes you're in a position that you're in because you've worked that. You've had that mentality. You've worked that. I'm not saying you can make non-motivated people motivated,
right?
But you can show them and encourage them the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
You got some salespeople on your staff right now that, to be honest with you, they're never going to be motivated. They're never going to do more than what they're doing. You have to make a decision and decide, man, is that 5-car or 6-car guy? Is that the kind of guy you want? Not that I'm telling you to fire the guy.
Right.
I'm just saying you got to know what expectations from people. If he's a 5-car guy, are you okay with him being a 4? Can you get him to be a 10-car guy? As a sales manager, your goal is, man, how much can I encourage and push and teach my salespeople going forward? Well,
and you always say to us all, if you're a 5-car guy, be the best 5-car guy out there.
100%. I want to be able to count on my salespeople. We sat down this year and we talked to every salesperson. I'm not the kind of guy that sits down and says, okay, we need 100 units and that means everybody's got to sell this many.
Right.
I'm the kind of person that says, I know I have a guy that's not as good as that guy. If everybody could do that, I would just have a whole bunch of rock stars. I got different levels of salespeople. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I encourage my salespeople to give me the best. I tell you guys all the time, give me 100% of you 100% of the time. Right? Just come to work every day and give me what you want, whatever that looks like.
Right.
And if you can do that as a sales manager, you should know every month where you stand before the month even starts. Man, I should be able to count on my salespeople and say, dude, okay, this guy's going to give me 10, this guy's going to give me 8, this guy's going to give me 15, 16, whatever the case may be. And that's kind of how I motivate getting forward. And I'm trying to get that guy that's consistently giving me 8 to give me 10 to 12.
I like it.
And how do we get them there? What are we doing?
Well, I think that leads into what we're really going to dive into here a little bit.
Well, 100%.
About the common sense of things, right?
Well, this business will do.
And you say it. I love the title, man. You threw it out there the other day. Let's go.
The business means one or two things. It either makes dollars or it makes sense.
And it makes sense.
Right? You have to make sense of this business and everything that happens. I talk to salespeople every day and they say, why are you such a stickler on the road to the sale? I said, because the road to the sale has been put together to help guide the customer through a certain process. You have to make sense of that process.
That's right.
Well, what do you mean, Tron? This is what I mean. When that customer walks in the door and he says, hey, I'm here, and this is our industry problem. I just want to tell you this. This is what's wrong with our industry.
We're going there today.
Our industry we've ruined ourselves, okay? When a customer comes in, as professionals, I consider my salespeople professionals. We train 3 days a week. We keep open door policy. We learn as much as we can learn all the time.
We do.
Here's the problem with what's going on in our industry. When people come into our stores and they say, hey, I want a $300 car, okay, $300 a month. Every decision that we make going forward is based off $300, right?
Right.
Even though I have the perfect car for what the customer told me in the needs analysis, I need third row seat. I need this. Right. It can't be over this miles. I need to get to work, that kind of deal. We still base our decisions. We make sense of that $300 instead of saying, let's make sure that we guide them. If I got a guy that comes in and he says 300 is my top, that means he'll pay $350 to $400 for the perfect car. Makes sense?
Makes total sense.
Right?
Right. If the value of the car, we go back to that, what we talked about a couple episodes ago, the value of the car, the customer sees the value in the car for the situation they're in their life.
Well, 100%.
They're going to pay to get what they want. Well, it's no different than me going and getting a new TV.
Well, we just have to listen, and that's what's happened to our industry. We've hired some salespeople.
Right.
We've hired some sales managers. We got some GMs out there that they don't make sense of the industry. It's all about the dollars, and when you're motivated by dollars, I'll tell you two great people. Okay, and you're maybe there's some other owner out there.
Right.
Okay, I haven't met them yet. Why is Denny and Danny Wilson so successful in this small town of Ames, Iowa? Because we're not real big. You take the students away, I think they say it's what 30 to 40,000 people. I mean, it's
about
really
40,000
small.
people.
A lot of people don't know. We're not real big in this area. How can a company like Wilson Toyota sustain what we do year in and year out? Why do they do it? I'll tell you why. Denny and Danny Wilson are the only people that I've ever known to be true to the process. Their process is take care of the customer at all costs, no matter what.
Yes.
They have
sure.
shown me, they have shown Josh, they have shown Steve, man, no matter what happens, take care of your sometimes I disagree. I think that, the customer's taking advantage of us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's right, but I understand through years that, man, this process works. And they have always been that way, and they will never change. And that's why they are so special in this industry. And if every owner just figured out, man, if I just focus everything I do on my customer,
Right.
I
Everything
can
else
sustain-
takes care of itself, man.
You know what?
It just
customers-
does.
It's the easiest thing in the world and the hardest thing to do.
I was just going to say that, and it's the hardest thing to execute.
Yeah, but Danny, has really shown, he's done a really good job of showing Danny what it's about, and then Danny has done a really good job of showing, his leadership group what it means, and it has allowed us to sustain this great community
Right.
here in Ames, Iowa. And the big thing is when your community trusts you, they know that you're not ripping them off.
Right.
Now it's a business. It is a business. I'm gonna tell you, we're here to make money. Okay,
For sure.
None of the consumers.
Hey, I'm not coming for free to
Hey,
work.
I told Danny the first time he don't cut me a check, he'll know because I ain't coming back, right?
We'll be golfing.
It is a business, and they understand you have to make money in this business. But I think that Denny and Danny have really, they've really earned the right in the community that people trust them, and people understand they're going to make a little money every time they buy a car. They're not just going to rip them off and make millions and millions of dollars
Right.
every time. And it's a balance, and you have to have it in your heart, and you have to make sense of it.
Absolutely.
You just can't make decisions based on
Absolutely.
money. But again, I'll say, the consumers have to understand too. None of them go to work and not get paid. So when they come into a car dealership, understand that, it's a business. We're going to make money.
Mm-hmm. But we're here to take care of them.
I always
Period.
the
Period.
thing I like, it's like right now in our industry, I had a guy the other day, I'm not going to say his name because he's a customer, but I really had a heart-to-heart talk with him because he came in and he says, hey man, I'm going to buy this Capstone Tundra. I said, yeah, it's a great car. He was like, so how much are you going to charge me over? $5,000, $10,000? You guys are taking
Wow.
advantage. Well, this is exact words to me.
Wow.
This is how he addressed me right out of the chute. He was like, you guys are taking advantage of the consumers because you can. And just understand, when this is all done, we're going to remember. And I said, you know what, sir? You're exactly right. And I said, and that's why we have chosen not to mark our cars up.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that MSRP is a fair price for the car. We were that way before this pandemic and everything happened, and we're going to be that way afterwards. And I
for sure.
wholeheartedly agree with you. Yeah, I hope you do remember that when this
That's
is
right,
all
'cause
over.
it's happening.
Because we will be the one dealer that refuse. You know what, Dan? Dude, we sold a GR Corolla the other day.
We did.
I'm gonna put this out there. This is crazy to me, but this is a test to who Danny and Denny are. You get on the websites right now and you look at GR Corolla. Anyone you find is at least, I think the lowest one I found was $6,000 over MSRP anywhere. I saw them all the way up to $20,000 over.
Oh, my Lord.
But
Come on now.
they're not going to make tons of them, and it's a very
That's
unique
true.
car. So this is a very unique opportunity. Okay, Danny Wilson sold his GR Corolla to a local customer at MSRP. No questions asked.
Sums it up right there. Goes right back to common sense.
It will come back the right way. We want
sure
to
will.
be in this industry a long time.
Right.
I said it earlier.
Right.
We've ruined the industry, right?
Right.
Let me prove my point. If you've ever watched a TV show and they start talking about car dealerships, the car salesman,
Come on, man.
how bad do they make us
It's
look?
horrible. It's horrible. My shirt's too tight. My shirt's untucked. I don't wear a belt. I have 4 teeth. Come on, man.
We're talking about movies. We're not talking about you, Chad. We're talking about
Hey, is your shirt too small? Come on.
But the movie they really do. They put us out there in
They
the light.
portray us in a poor way.
But we've done that. We've earned it. We've earned it as an industry because we have those guys, and we know we have those guys in our industry. You owners, you know you have GMs that are that way. You GMs, you know you have sales managers that are bad sales managers, and they're not encouraging their. You know sales managers, you know you got bad salespeople.
Hey man, you
know
don't have to
they're
look
there.
at me that way. Come on now.
But you know what I'm saying? As our industry, if we know we're there and we're not correcting it,
Right.
then we're
We're not
that
fixing
picture,
anything.
right?
Yeah.
We want to make sure that everybody understands that's not the way our industry runs. Not here at Wilson Toyota. We take care of our customers. We care. We understand. We don't rip people off. Now, yeah, is there some miscommunication where we're saying something that maybe because we say it every day, it makes sense to us?
Right.
Doesn't make sense to the customer? Is there some of that? Absolutely. But I will guarantee you, and I promise you, if you come to Wilson Toyota, everything we do is transparent and right. Okay.
Agreed.
There's no gray area. There's no smoke and mirrors. There's no snake oil. This is the only place I've been around, and it starts at the top. It starts with Denny and Danny. I think, and this is it's funny because people are gonna watch this and say, "Well, you're supposed to say that about your owners." No, you're not.
Right. Right.
No, you're not. You know, this is Midwest Mayhem, and I keep it 100. Right.
We do.
Denny and Danny should be in front of a lot more people in our industry to tell them how to do business, right? Not how to run their business. Again, not about the dollars, all about the cents. Not how to run their business, but how to do business. And if we get more people like them out front in our industry will begin to change.
It will change.
In what they're doing.
100%.
I mean, it's a great business. It's fun. You get
It's
to meet,
so fun.
Oh man,
It's so fun.
You meet so many people in this industry, walks of life, different things, different. You meet people that are first-time buyers. You meet people that have bought 20 cars. You meet the young people, the old people, everything in between.
Right.
Doctors, lawyers, attorneys, students. It's really cool to kind of go through the process and do that.
I want to say something to that, and this goes to all the salespeople out there. You want to make more money, quit worrying about the money, and actually listen to the customer when they come in, have a conversation, actually give a crap what they're saying. You will put them in the right vehicle. They will be ecstatic. You don't even have to go and look at how much you made. Because guess what? You made not only that person happy today, but whoever they tell is going to come in and come to you because you did the right thing, and money takes care of itself.
Well, and you're exactly right, and that's why we're talking about the dollars and the cents of this business.
Come on.
Understand this. It starts at the top. If the owner is a good owner and he's taking care of the GM's doing a good job in taking care of the sales manager. The sales manager is doing a good job of taking care of the salesperson takes care of the customer. When I was in sales, the one thing that I wanted to make sure that I did when I met every customer, I had the same thought process. I wanted to make sure that the experience that I gave them was an experience to the point where I was going to sell them everything forever. They would never go anywhere else or even think about
And that's
going
such a
anywhere else.
thinking forward statement that I don't think a lot of people, when they're doing it in that moment, think about. I don't want to take care of you today. I want to take care of you for the rest of the days. Period.
100%. And that's why I say you got to think about the dollars and the cents
The
of
sense
it.
of it all.
Man, can you take, we take about the industry right now. You take that Corolla GR, you take that Capstone Tundra, that Capstone Sequoia, you make an extra $5,000 on that customer. They're not coming back.
Right.
I'm just telling you, they're going to remember.
To me, it makes no sense.
They're going to remember that, and they're not coming back. They're also not going to refer anyone that they know to you.
Nope.
They're not going to tell their friends, their family, anybody. The industry, we need to make sure that we're doing a good job in understanding. Again, I'll say that it's a business. I get it. But how many cars do you want to sell? Do you want to be their salesperson, or do you want to be their lifelong sales professional? There's
I
a
like
difference,
it. I like that statement.
right?
There's a huge difference.
I want to be your lifelong, sell you everything forever sales professional. I want to be invited to Thanksgiving dinner.
That's right.
Right? And in order to do that, you have to slow down. You have to pay attention to what the customer's saying. You have to actually care about the questions that you're asking to get them. You have to make sure that you're putting them in the right position and going through the right process to get them there. If you want to be, now here's the deal: if you just want to sell them one car and you want to, boom, hit that home run,
that
and
quick
now,
gratification.
Dude, I made $14,000,
man.
and you want to do that. Here's my deal: you can make $14,000 once, or you can make $4,000 20 times. You do the math.
Right.
Take it however you want to do it. There's nothing better than trust. I always say it, people buy from people they know, they trust, and they like. And it's the same thing when it comes to a dealership. They go to dealerships that they know, they trust in. How does Wilson Toyota do it? Man, we have owners that figured that out. Denny figured that out way back when he was in detail.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, he figured back when he was in the detail department, dude, if people know me and people like me and they trust me, they're always going to buy. And he's always ran his business that way. And that's what allows us to do what we do here in little bitty old Ames, Iowa. Right? That's what that's.
Hey, I know y'all have seen Tommy Boy the movie, and I'm going to throw this out there all the way from owner down to salesperson. Do not take that biscuit and blow it up. Take care of that customer the way you're supposed to take care of them. Don't Tommy Boy the biscuit.
What? Okay, so I've seen Tommy Boy. First of all, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know if we can like really legally like talk about that movie. They may want some copyrights or something like that, you know. And they're not paying us to talk about their movie, so I'm not a big fan.
It was a reference.
Talking about referencing their movie. No, you're exactly right. It's one of those things to where we need to take care of our customers so we can take care of our industry. Come on, salespeople, sales managers, owners, salespeople. Man, you need to do what it takes to make sure that we right our industry. In the past, and it might not be you, it might have been your grandfather or your father or people way before you, but we've really kind of ruined this industry, and we have to start righting the ship. We have to start taking care of our customers. Understand this: if we don't have customers, we don't have anything.
There is nothing. You have a car full of, or a lot full of cars just sitting there.
Hey, metal, and they call those junkyards. Right, they call those junkyards.
I love it.
But we have to make sure that we take care of our customers. And you know what? I know it hurts sometimes. Sometimes it feels uncomfortable. Sometimes we know the consumer's wrong. But here's what I'll tell you. Education is a good thing. You have to be the kind of dealership. I always tell customers when hey, my trade's worth this and you're only giving me this. I like to justify my numbers. Hey, Mr. Customer, I just want you to understand this. I'm looking at 6-7 books and I'm just taking an average. If you can show me where you got your number, I would love to listen, right? Because we're not always right. Sometimes we're bidding a car and we don't know that it's got this package on it because they didn't share it with us. Or we're missing this option or missing that option. So I'm always open, but we really have to be able to slow down and educate and not get so upset with the customer. Like we're such professionals that we don't ever make mistakes and we don't miss. Right. We make mistakes, things happen. The good Lord gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason.
That's right.
Do more listening than talking.
And you always say to us all, every week, slow down to speed up. Slow 100%. Down to speed up.
100%. These are topics, and I'm glad that we're on this topic, man. I told you guys the other day that I want to change the industry standard in this dealership,
and it got me fired up, man. I'm ready to go.
I really do. I mean, when I say I want to change, I'm so glad that we get to do Midwest Mayhem. I'm so glad that our sponsor Wilson Toyota allows us to do that. I'm so glad that Riley pushed us to actually do this thing. Right. She kind of makes us even when we don't feel like it. So sometimes you need that added push. But this is going to give us the opportunity to change the industry in a whole. And as we prosper, as we change, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter at Wilson of Ames. See what we're doing just in the community and with the podcast. Facebook and TikTok at Wilson Toyota of Ames. And hey, if you want to get down and hang out with the big dog, get there. I always get a head shake when I get that.
You're welcome.
Holla at your boy.
Oh, not me?
At Big Strong. That's 2 G's when you're as big as I am. And at Big Strong 1 on InstaChat.
Hey, are we wrapping this up? If you want to holla
at your boy. Hey, man, I could talk about this all day.
Wait a minute. There's 2 things you forgot.
I don't want to talk about it.
Enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend.
Hey, enjoy the Chiefs, baby.
Hey, and happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there.
Dude, we're in trouble.
Hey, I'm not in trouble. You might be in trouble.
I gotta go
I'm
find
not
me
in trouble.
All right, whatever.
Hey, where's the flowers?
Appreciate you coming on to Midwest Mayhem. Again, Wilson
Thank
Toyota,
you, everyone.
2212 South Duff Avenue, just short drive from anywhere in the metro.
Let's go.
Good job.
Susan Anderson Witt.
Sue. So here's the great thing about our business and our industry. If you do your job correctly, you will be blessed, privileged to have a customer like Sue.
Absolutely.
Sue is the best.
Hey, you get chocolate in front of me, man. I start knocking stuff down.
That is so true.
Get
out of control.
But and stuff that we've been talking about, that Tron and I have been on our mind that we're going to address with people today is about how you take care of people. And my question to you is, do you feel like you're just a customer or do you feel like you're part of the family?
Oh, I'm definitely part of the family. I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't.
Yeah.